Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Round, the show where we give you all your latest news and updates on football and LFC related topics. People, if you have missed the Redmond Roundup, then smash a like and subscribe. Only if you have missed the Redmond Roundup. It's been a few days. We've been doing a few other videos. Go and check them out if you haven't already. But I suggest we stop rambling and we get into today's Redmond Roundup. So Liverpool and Manchester United are set to be fighting over Tielemans' signature. Now this is going to be a battle that is set to take place over the next few weeks. Both clubs are significantly interested in the midfielder from Belgium and more specifically from Leicester. Now, for those who don't know, Tielemans is reportedly upset. He's crying because Leicester never got the Champions League. And if you're a player like that, you absolutely want to be taking part in the most highest level of football that you possibly can. You don't want to be in the Europa League. You know, if you've just scored a goal in the final of the FA Cup, it's only going to elevate your confidence in terms of the way you think of yourself as a player. And I'm sure Tielemans, after that world-class goal in a big occasion at Wembley, he now feels he's not necessarily the biggest dog in the league, but he can put himself in that conversation with the big dogs. So that's one reason why this link, I'm sure, is being made. How much substance is there to this link? I am not too sure. I don't think Liverpool... You know, how much are you going to have to spend on a Tielemans? Well, you're looking on spending about 50, 60 million. I can tell you that for free because he is a good player. And even though, regardless whether you would take him or you wouldn't, he's one of the better midfielders in Europe. And the advantage that Tielemans has over these, like Rodrigo de Paul's and whatnot, he has the advantage of Premier League experience, which is valuable to know that they can actually do it in this damn league. So for them reasons, I would not be against Tielemans, but you are spending about 60 million for him and maybe paying significantly higher wages. Just to remind you, it would have been cheaper to keep Genie. That being said, do I think Liverpool will get him? So would I be happy? Yes, but do I think they will get him? No, I don't think we're going to go out and spend that much on a midfielder. And actually, here's why. It's not even to do with the money. It's more so to do with the fact, I think Klopp is being given a limited budget, which over the past few days has surfaced even more about certain things that we're going to talk about later on in the episode as well. But I also think Jurgen Klopp has been not forced to come out to say that he's happy with the midfield, but I think he's satisfied with the options that he's got. So Naby Keita is still like a new signing to Jurgen Klopp, even though he might not be to you. I've just realised Naby Keita is that player for Jurgen. He wants to try and get him into the squad somehow, and until he does, that's just going to be his motive. And whether you like that about Jurgen Klopp, it's not something I particularly like, but it's something that he's going to go with, and he's going to persist with the Naby Keitas and Oxlade-Chamberlain. And this is where I have a problem, and this is why I think the finances have a kind of part to play in this. I think if you're going to go into a midfield season, bearing in mind we've just lost Henderson for the majority of last season and whatnot, but if you're going to go into a season with 6 or 7 midfielders, 2 of them are injury prone and 1 of them are 38 years of age, I'm not too sure if that's the way forward. And I think only strengthens my argument and many other YouTubers and viewers who watch these videos argument that FSG are cheap bastards and they are not ambitious enough for where we want the club to be. And then people will be like, oh, but you want to be a Man City? No, but you want to compete and you want to invest to compete with the Man Cities and the Chelseas of this world. Take advantage of the position that you are in. Don't be going out and not getting a midfielder when you know you need a midfielder just because you went out and bought a centre-back. By the end of the season, we probably ended up needing a striker and a midfielder more than we needed a centre-back. And what I mean by that, we could have easily kept Kabak, and then our strengthened options are at least there. Instead, we decided to spend 15 million extra on a Kanate, and now it's like looking like we're going to be going and getting no one for the midfield and possibly an attacker who, again, I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm not going to try and skip over topics, so I think we just get into the next one. But let me know what you think about this one in the comments down below. Do you think Tielemans will join Liverpool or possibly Manchester United? And more importantly, do you think this would be the type of move that would be best for him and the clubs? So Patson Daka is set to complete a deal to Liverpool this week, according to reports. Now, listen, he got omitted from... No, wait there. Omitted. Is that the word? Omitted from the Zambia squad. That's basically a fancy word for removed from the Zambia squad. Basically to talk about his future, what he's going to be doing with his agents and stuff like that, where he's going to be going, whether he's going to come to Liverpool or stay at friggin' Red Bull Salzburg. Now, a lot of people have been asking my thoughts on the player, Patson Daka, and do I think he is the right move for Liverpool and is he the right player for us? I'll say this first because I want to give him credit where credit is due. He has got, in 24 games, he has got 22 goals as well as 2 assists. Now, that is in the Austrian League, granted, but that's still a good goal return. And from the clips, and again, YouTube highlights that I've watched off this player, he looks good. He does look like a solid striker and someone who is just a good finisher. That being said, you have to take into consideration the league that he's just been doing it in. And not only that, is he the best option? I always like to think of it, give yourself the best possible chance. So analyse all your options and value for money and stuff like that, goal return and what they're possibly, how they fit to your team and stuff like that. All of that put into one factor, is he the right option? You're looking on paying between 30 and 40 million for this player as well. He's 22 years of age. He's a good option, but I don't think he's the best option. So, for example, we're linked with another player, 21-year-old Dusan Vlahovic from Fiorentina. Now, bear in mind, Fiorentina are in a much better league than Red Bull Salzburg, and they're not the best team in the league. They're more like a mid-table team that will push on for Europe, but don't usually go too much further than that. He scored 23 goals and got 4 assists in 47 games for Fiorentina. Now, yes, he's played a lot more games than Patson Daka, but he still scored a very similar amount of goals. And it just needs to lead you to think, who's the more lethal finisher? And players like Adrian Silva, it's not Adrian Silva, it's Andre Silva. I always call him Adrian Silva. Andre Silva from Frankfurt, who scored like 27 goals, or no, I think he scored like 30 goals in the Bundesliga, and we're not even looking in that direction. If you saw one link with any sort of credibility linking us to Andre Silva, because I haven't saw it once, and the reason being, or at least the reason I think it's being, is because we don't actually want to go out and spend a lot this summer. I think we'll probably buy a striker and maybe a winger. 2 attackers, and I don't see us Kanate's a signing. I don't see us getting a midfielder, and I don't see us getting a backup goalkeeper, which we absolutely need. There's so many little things and stuff wrong right now. That being said, is this the striker that you would want, or would you think, or would you suggest Liverpool to look elsewhere? Let me know in the comments down below. So Liverpool are currently planning on sorting out like a pre-season for Rangers versus Liverpool. Therefore, that would mean Steven Gerrard returns to Anfield as a manager. That'd be sick. Listen, I'm all for it. Just thought I'd bring that news for you because it's a little bit of news. And it would be interesting to actually test ourselves against a Rangers team like that, because they're a good team, man. They'll give us a good runabout. So listen, I'm all for it, and I love the idea. So get that done, Liverpool and Rangers. You know what I'm saying? So Gini Wijnaldum officially signs his contract with PSG, and he makes the deal complete till 2024. Good move for Gini. Good move for Gini all round, in my opinion. Happy for Gini, champion of the Netherlands, champion of England, champion of Europe, and now soon to be most likely the champions of France. I'd be very surprised if he went to PSG for a season or two and never won the league. I'm pretty sure he will, and I hope that he can achieve something with the Netherlands, even though I think that's very unlikely. But he's you know, when you think about what he's done in his career, the player that he is, and the fact they got him for free, it still fucking eats me alive. Like, it's horrible, the thought that Gini Wijnaldum has gone to that club for free. But I'm happy for him. He's making dough, and I know people are going to be like, man, he's a money-grabbing cunt. Listen, he made 30, 40, 50% less than what he should have been making at Liverpool. And people will be like, oh, so 75 grand's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but if you see, like, Nat Phillips getting paid the same amount of money as you, then you've got to put it into context. You would be fuming. It's like being the manager of a McDonald's and getting paid the same as the employees. It doesn't make sense if your job is supposedly to do more and you actually perform that job as doing more. That's why I fume about the Gini Wijnaldum situation. We should have kept him. We're not going to go out and get another midfielder, and it's shit. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is all the more reason why we're not going to invest in this summer. So Liverpool are set to expand the stadium to 61,000 capacity. So basically they're going to add 7,000 seats. That'll make it a 61,000 capacity stadium. Oh, I don't have no more energy. This has been the worst Redmond rounds up for ages. No, mate. I don't want us, I don't mind stadium expansions, but when I see we're letting go of Gini Wijnaldum, we're linked with Tielemans and we're not going to get him, and we're not linked with any other midfielder. We're going to give Adrian a new contract. We're going to let Kelleher go out on loan instead of giving him a proper chance at Liverpool. We're probably going to sell Nat Phillips, and we're going to expand the stadium. All upon a season where we were shit and we were exploited with injuries. And why, obviously we finished there, but for the majority of the season we was poor. And again, it's because of the injuries. But how do you get so far off the mark? I like the way FSG invest into the club, but I'd rather invest that into the team right now. And then when you are successful, worry about investing into the club. Get yourself an amazing academy. Get yourself amazing transfers. Get yourself winning trophies so you are always in front of the other teams. It sounds very, very basic, but I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of talking about FSG not. I reckon if we got Europa League, you would have spent more. I actually do. And that's not me saying I wanted us to get Europa League. Definitely not. But I reckon if we got lower in the table, he would have spent more. As little sense as that makes, I really think that would be the case, because they would have felt more desperate. I don't feel now they feel desperate, at all. They clearly don't, otherwise, Kanate, they got that out the way as well, just because they knew it would get us on board. I just don't think this is the right way to go forward, though, and next season, we could suffer. We could suffer with this lack of investment. So if you ask me what I think we're going to actually go and end up buying, I'm going to say a striker, possibly a winger, and I highly doubt a midfielder. I really, really do doubt a midfielder, even though that's what we need. But we also need a backup goalkeeper. We need a backup right back. We need loads of positions covered. And it looks like it's going to be unaddressed yet again. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. And the last thing that we're going to talk about before we wrap up this Redmond roundup is Erling Haaland possibly going to Chelsea this summer. Now, if there's any club that Erling Haaland is most likely to join, if it's this transfer window, is definitely Chelsea Football Club. And let me tell you why. At least in the Premier League, he's not going to go to City. And the reasons being is because Chelsea have got, besides City, they're the only other league in the only team in the league that have got the money to be able to fund Haaland. More importantly, their trajectory compared to other clubs who can get Haaland, like Real Madrid, Juventus, PSG, they're teams that haven't even won the league in their own division. Chelsea have just won the Champions League. They're going like this. And here's the thing as well, with Thomas Tuchel being there, and the fact he's a very good tactical manager, with the fact that, Timo Werner's missing chances, I believe this is a possibility. I think he's going to stay at Dortmund and then leave next year, and then opens up the possibility for a few more teams. That being said, if it is this summer, I think he's more likely to go to Chelsea more than anyone else. Reports are suggesting Chelsea are looking to put their foot on the gas, and maybe that could be the case. Whether it is or it isn't, Chelsea are definitely in this conversation to sign Erling Haaland, and anyone who thinks otherwise, in my opinion, maybe might need to look more into who they're talking about with Roman Abramovich. He's ruthless. He sacks managers after winning Champions Leagues. Imagine what he's going to do with a Timo Werner who's not scoring in Champions Leagues. You can get the idea where I'm going with this. Erling Haaland fits Chelsea perfectly. Give him the chances that Timo Werner gets, and boom, Bob's your Uncle Fanny's your aunt. It's sorted. You're only better. But still, there's still reasons and there's still factors that come into this where it might not happen, but I think it's possible, and that's why I'm here to talk about it. So I just want to know, do you think this would be a good move for Erling Haaland? That's the number one thing that I want to know leaving this video, because I do believe it would be, and I believe success-wise, it would make Chelsea a whole different beast. And then to imagine them with Erling Haaland, and then to imagine City with possibly a Harry Kane or even a Jack Grealish, it's a scary prospect. So let's sign Erling Haaland, Liverpool. Come on, get it done. Do you know what I mean? People. I'm not going to lie. That was a depressing Redmond roundup, and it's been one of the more depressing Redmond roundups in a while, so I'm sorry if the energy was a little bit off. But when I was writing up that list, I just knew it was going to be set up for disaster. And I like to do these Redmond roundups for laughter. I've got a funny face. I'm not that funny verbally. I'm more funny looking. I speak funny. I say shit weird. I've got a wonky jaw. There's loads of things wrong with me that probably gives you some amusement in some sort of way. And I love that. But today was hard, man. Today was proper hard, and I just hope that in future we get better news than this. And hopefully tomorrow we're going to sign Messi. Nah, actually Mbappe, because he's well younger. But still, nice one for watching this video, yous. Appreciate it. Let me know all your thoughts. And realistically, the overall thing that I want the discussion to be in the comments is FSG and what their motives are for this summer and where you stand with them, more importantly. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow for another Redmond Roundup. Peace out.